This is a major scale. Notice there are 5 different ways to play this scale depending on which string or finger is used to play the root note. This sheet uses a shorthand system to assist students in learning each of these 5 fingerings. The numbers surrounded by a square tell us which string the scale starts on. The numbers surrounded by a circle tell us which finger we use to play the first note, or the root of the scale. The Roman numerals tell us which hand position we are in while playing the scale. Notice some of the fingerings use multiple hand positions. The number next to each note tells us which finger to use when playing the note. The brackets indicate when to change strings. For instance, in the C major scale, the first 2 notes are played on the A string. The beginning of a new bracket indicates that the next 3 notes are played on the next string up or the D string, and so on. The arpeggio is played using the exact strings and fingerings from the scale. Notice the arpeggio is made up of the 1st, 3rd, 5th, 7th, and 9th notes of the scale, with the exception of the B flat major fingering, which leaves off the 9th. The chord chart at the far right spells the chord associated with each scale. The key can vary depending on the hand position once the scale fingering is learned. Now try and learn each of the 5 ways to play a major scale on your own. Now let's look at another worksheet. This sheet is an extension of the Major Ninth Elements worksheet. It is not quite as thorough, but it still has many tools to help assist students in learning the information. The expectation is that students will be able to read the notes from the scale and therefore be able to figure out hand positions on their own. Using your ear will also be of great help. The numbers surrounded by the rectangular box tell us which strings to use for the chords. Notice there are 3 notes in each chord, and there are 3 strings. In the first C major chord, you would use the G string for the lowest note, the B string for the next note, and the high E string for the highest note. The numbers next to the notes tell us which fingers to use. The Roman numerals, rather than referring to hand position, in this case refer to each chord's function in relationship to the key. The first chord is the 1 chord, or tonic of the key. The letter designation below each Roman numeral tells us the name of the chord. The term root position means that each chord on this worksheet has the root note as its base note. For instance, the C major chord consists of the notes C, E, and G, and because it is in root position, the C is the lowest note. Now try and learn 2 ways to harmonize a major scale on your own.